Ehris.
And Julia, Ground a Good Life.
So today we're going to tell you about one of my favorite flower essences that I would say changed my life for real. I'm a big fan.
Right, let's give credit where credit is due.
But let me first tell you how it came about and how my life changed. So, in case you haven't noticed, even I have struggles sometimes too. So, this is probably like,
Don't we all?
5 years ago. I was just going through this time when I was like, didn't have very many like people in my life other than like my parents, and it was like, I just felt kind of like, I don't know, alone, I guess. I didn't really have anyone to like hang out with, and I was like, I don't know, I just felt like there was something like weird going on. So
Okay, but all right. But let's be honest here that Ehris is selective about who she hangs out with, and there weren't many people who were at her level. And you know the higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe. Like, you're putting yourself down. That's like, she could have been hanging out with all the people that she wanted, but she's selective with who she hangs out with, which is, I think, is a very good thing.
because I feel like the people I hang out with, I want to be able to like be myself with, and there's not that many people that I feel like I can fully be myself with, especially like 5 years ago.
And if you feel that way, that's fine. It's good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I've been there too. My mom's been there too.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was having a bit of a little emotional session on the couch, as usually happens when we're going to be looking at flower essences. So I was looking at the book and I was like, I don't know what I need. Like, I have no idea. I can't really figure out what's going on. My mom was like, give me the book. I'm going to figure it out. So she took it and she was looking at the categories, and she looked in the category of loneliness. And I was like, wow, that makes me feel even more pathetic and sad than I do. So she found this one called Mallow, which I had heard of, I had it, but I had never actually given it to anybody.
Wait, let me interject here. So I think the important having done this for years and years, I think the important thing with flower essences is that very often we can't see ourselves the way other people see us. Like, very often when I can just sometimes feel it when I need a new flower essence. And I just say to Ehris says, you want to sit down on the couch and do your flower essence? And I say, no, you just do it, because very often it's hard for the person to see themselves the correct way. And I think really, if you're going to go to a flower essence consultation, you really should go with two people, yourself and then someone who knows you well.
Make sure you go with yourself.
That's kind of important, yes.
But the Mallow, so in the description that my mom showed me, it said people who are insecure in relationships and like have kind of paralysis reaching out to people. And it's for people who feel like you might be like a nice person and come across like nicely, but in yourself, you feel like there's something kind of like, you feel kind of like awkward with people. You feel like there's something like kind of like, I wouldn't say cold, but a little bit closed off about yourself, that there's kind of like a barrier between like you and other people that you don't want there, and it just makes you feel kind of uncomfortable, and like you can't fully be comfortable with other people.
But I could see that with Ehris, because I knew that Ehris, if you can't be yourself with people, how can you not feel that way? So
I was like,
if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Sorry, but if you get it, you know what we're saying.
So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I took it. It was one morning I took it, and then we went to this, we were doing a presentation somewhere in Connecticut.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
And I took it a few more times a day. You're supposed to take 4 drops 4 times a day in your mouth. That's like the traditional dosage. So my mom was doing,
I forgot about this story.
My mom was doing her colonial good wives talk. I was there, of course, doing everything. And then afterwards we had a table where we were selling books, and we had some like brochures and stuff. People were just talking to us about our classes and blah, blah, blah.
There were a lot of people. There were probably like 200 people, I think, at the thing, right?
So some people bought our books. They were really nice talking to us. And I just noticed that whole night, as I was like surrounded by like probably like 50 people at one point, and I was like,
because at one point I was at my table and I looked over across the room at Ehris at her table, and I thought, oh brother, she's gonna have these 100 people around her, she's gonna be freaking out. But I thought, wow, she looks good over there. She's talking, she looks like she's having a good time.
Yeah, I felt like I was like okay being in the center of attention. I was okay like having all these people like talking to me. I was like, cool. So that was pretty exciting. And then kind of the funnier part is
when we got in the car.
So we got in the car, and I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I felt really comfortable with all those people. Like, did you see how many people were around me? I didn't feel awkward. I was like talking to all of them. I was like, felt like I could be myself. And I was like, and one lady, she bought our book, and she said she's gonna read it on vacation. And you know what? I asked her where she's going on vacation. Like, that was like my like, woo moment.
I was like, that wouldn't normally just come up in your conversation with the lady.
No, because before I would feel like I was being like too prying into her life. Like I wouldn't want to like bother her because what if she's going like somewhere like secret? But after the mallow, I was like, I'm gonna ask her where she's going on vacation. So it just helps you to, I guess, if you resonate with that, it helps you to just be yourself more, kind of like put yourself out there more without feeling uncomfortable about it, and don't feel like self-conscious, and just like, I guess just like go more with the flow and like, you know,
Yeah.
be yourself more in a group.
And I think just like, with herbs, not all herbs work the same for everybody, and not all flower essences are the same for everybody. Like I never in my life, I will never need mallow, but there are ones that I certainly will never be able to live without. And you have to find the ones that work for you.
And it's cool how specific they are. Like, who would think other people have felt that? But obviously they have, because the whole flower essence exists for it.
Yeah, it's
I'm a
cool.
fan.
It's a cool thing.
And when you find the right one, it really, really changes your life.
It really does.
Yes.
Flower essences.
And look at me now, all mellowed up.
Public speaker.